Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Yes, sir.
afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Calling you up all the way from Andhra Pradesh, or where you based now?
I'm currently in Gurgaon, sir.
Okay. You were working in Gurgaon?
No, sir, I'm currently on leave, sir, from my state services, which is in Andhra Pradesh. So I'm currently staying in Gurgaon along with my wife.
Very good. Just give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, I'm Sai Krishna. I hail from Tadipatri, Anantapur district, Andhra Pradesh. I've done my schooling at the same place, and then I went on to do my graduation from BITS Pilani in Rajasthan. Then I've worked for 5 years in IT sector as a solution integration consultant, and then I took a break to pursue my civil services exam, and then have given an UPSC interview in my second attempt in 2022. Then post that I got selected in Andhra Pradesh State Civil Services, and I'm currently working as a block development officer in Kolimigundla block in Nandyal district in Andhra Pradesh.
Which district?
Nandyal district, sir.
Okay.
It is part of erstwhile Kurnool district, sir.
Okay.
So currently I'm on a leave to pursue my this fifth attempt of civil services examination.
You
Apart
have not chosen your original subject for the optional.
Yes, sir. My optional is psychology, sir.
Yeah, so but you did your studies from BITS Pilani, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I have done my graduation from BITS Pilani in information systems, sir. So unfortunately, there is no optional with this syllabus in the UPSC's optional list. And I was personally very inclined towards psychology to explore how it goes. So I've chosen it as optional, and it has so far worked for me, sir.
Okay. So IT, I can understand. When you join administrative services, I think IT would be used in a big way.
Yes, sir.
But your knowledge of psychology,
Sir.
how do you think would be utilized in your administrative skills?
Sir, the current trend, the direction in which the world is going, psychology has become a pervasive need in almost all the sectors, sir. More so in the administrative sector, in public sector, owing to the great interventions that government plans in making the behavioral change per se, or even to make some initiative work and to plan effective interventions for any of the social problems or economic problems that the government tries to tackle. For example, the drug problem, and even the successful implementation of any scheme, for example, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Everywhere, psychological interventions have enhanced the results, sir.
So, which part of psychology,
Sir.
counseling or behavior change communication, which part out of these two would be more useful in administration?
Sir, based on the target uh, aspect which the government is targeting, either of them are very useful, sir. For example, the behavioral science aspect of the psychology is very much useful in planning the mass campaigns like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And counseling and individual interaction aspects are very much useful in tackling the mental health aspect of the society currently through telemanas, for example, and even the drug addiction problems where the rehabilitation homes are established to handle the cases one to one. So both behavioral change communications and counseling both are very useful in tackling different problems.
Do you think counseling is more difficult and time taking, or behavior change communication is more difficult and time taking?
Sir, based on the problem we are handling, either of them can turn out to be easy or even time taking, sir. For example, if it's a It's if the government is aiming at a non-core value aspect of the people, general society, the behavioral change communication is easier to uh, achieve. For example, to inculcate hygiene behavior in people, but at the same time, it has taken some pretty good amount of time in bringing the gender parity and even the family planning initiatives. They have taken quite a good amount of time. At the same time, counseling is time taking because of the individual interactions, but at the same time, every uh, individual that got help becomes a change agent again. So that this model is very much successful in the northeastern state of Meghalaya, where tuberculosis has almost come down to in manageable levels.
Okay, good. Now tell me something about your state.
So,
Anandpur is the place of Sai Baba, isn't it? Satya Sai Baba.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the availability of water resources
Sir.
contributed by Satya Sai Baba Ashram
Sir.
really impact the people of that district?
Yes, sir. Based on my personal experience while touring around, I visited a couple of places in Satyasai district, sir, as well Anantapur district. So the irrigation coverage has indeed increased, sir. So earlier, Anantapur district as an entirety was close to be declared as a almost future desert, sir. And it even regularly used to come under the drought affected districts every year when the Indian meteorological department declares it. But recent the changes, the build up of farm ponds, the build up of small lakes, and even the involvement of the community has increased the arable land, and even people are growing crops throughout the year, not just in the monsoon season. They're growing crops throughout the year. In even horticulture is pursued actively. Even the water intensive crops like banana and other horticultural uh, crops are pursued regularly in this tract, sir. So it has certainly improved the region's agricultural scene, sir.
Can it be replicated in entire Rayalaseema district?
Sir, owing to the entire Rayalaseema districts, it may not be possible, sir, because of the geographical limitations of certain hard plateau lands, because of the less availability of soil itself. For example, my own block where I am currently working, Kolimigundla, it has gotten hard uh, slab stone base rock in the region, because of which the soil is pretty thin, and the extensive cultivation of variety of crops is difficult, and even water retention is difficult, sir. So owing to such geographical factors, elsewhere, wherever the soil availability is there, this model can be replicated.
No, no. That's a general response you gave me.
Sir.
I want specific response because in Royal Sima soil also
Sir.
there are possibility of lots of horticultural product like trees, like some plants can be growing there, which can, and the entire district does not have that kind of feature. There are some pockets where
Yes.
there is scope for horticulture.
Yes, sir.
Like, do you think cashew plantation can be uh, in a large scale in Royal Sima?
Sir, I'm not very sure about what exact conditions cashew plantation requires, sir. So I would like to pass this on.
So basically, Anandpur model,
Sir.
it's a eye opener because one person can contribute to the entire district in such a way. It should be replicated in similarly placed places
Sir.
wherever it is possible. No district would be totally barren or no district could be totally rocky. If there are
Yes, sir.
pockets,
Yes, sir.
those pockets can be developed
Yes, sir.
because whether it is Rajasthan, Kutch area, or like Barmer or Jaisalmer area where deserts are there, or any other place, such models need replication. So you coming from Anantapur, you do. If any questions would be coming to you on these types of
Sir.
issues, then perhaps your responses could be dominating the board discussion because
Sir.
everybody will love to hear.
Sir.
Okay, so
Sir.
do little more research on it.
Sure. Sir.
You get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now let me come to your IT knowledge.
Sir.
Okay,
Sir.
are you comfortable?
Yes, sir. I have worked for 5 years in that.
Tell me, AI, do you think is a boon or a curse?
Sir, one of the former Indian civil servants names the entire technology as a frenemy, sir. It can be a friend or an enemy at the same time.
Yeah,
The same
yeah.
refers to AI, sir. It
Okay.
depends on how we use it,
Yeah.
how we are putting it into practice, how we are
No,
regulating
no.
it,
That discretion normally, like we don't have. Sometimes the medications, some medicines are there. Cough syrup
sir.
is there for controlling coughs, but people with drug abuse they overuse it.
Yes,
So
sir.
that does not become a blessing. So that discretion
Sir.
people cannot have sometime. So looking at that limitation that people could overuse it or misuse it,
Yes, sir.
whether it will be coming as a blessing or it will be impacting badly to the society. As an IT expert, what is your feeling?
Sir, my feeling is it's indeed a blessing, sir, because on a large scale we are progressing towards uh, a better future. So the the shortcomings can be handled by timely intervention and regulatory aspects, but largely AI is a blessing and it is the new reality and it is going to change how we work, how we divide our time at an individual level and even at the organizational and even at the government level. So it is a blessing in a general viewpoint, sir.
How accurate is the AI response in terms of percentage? Suppose, I mean, just give you a rough estimate. The responses given by the AI
Sir.
to a particular query, how, if you are supposed to grade it, how much of marks you will be giving it out of 100?
Sir, I would give around 70 to 80% to AI, sir, because of AI. Any AI model is as good at as the data that it is trained on, sir. So based on the accuracy of the data that particular AI model is trained on, so the AI's response becomes more and more accurate, sir. For example, through time can be a good dimension to measure these aspects, sir, because in 2022 when the ChatGPT has come onto the screen of most of the gadgets in the world, so then the accuracy of ChatGPT wasn't so good, sir. Even it used to make semantic errors when giving the responses, and ChatGPT explicitly used to give the disclaimer that this may not be accurate. Please help us make it more accurate. Now the accuracy levels have are increasing owing to the dynamic data training that these AI models are going through, and going into the future, the fact check aspect may also be inculcated into these models to make it more accurate, sir. So at the current state, I would give 70 to 80%, sir.
Okay. My query to you again would be
Sir,
like if we allow a gadget or an application to think for us
sir,
and respond,
sir.
whether our thinking potentialities that Almighty has given us
Yes, sir.
is going to be unused and we'll be losing that altogether because we are outsourcing our thinking to a gadget.
Yes, sir.
Aren't you worried about it? That rather than your brain processing something and giving a response,
Yes, sir.
now for every small thing, suppose you let the application handle it for you rather than your brain. Are
Sir.
you doing disservice to yourself?
Sir, this is a very relevant debate that is in the public discourse as of now, sir. Uh, I would the direct answer to this would be no, sir, because we are channelizing our thought processes to different aspects compared to earlier. So the grunt work, the basic data solicitation, and even data arranging work, the other repetitive tasks can be done by AI, and the strategizing and decision making tasks can be done by the human. Those no matter how much we outsource to AI, there is something for us humans to use our brains on, and owing to the profit motive of the corporates and even the governments, the countries are the new corporates and corporates are the new countries. So even owing to that aspect, we'll keep moving forward in terms of wealth accumulation or some other motive which drives the usage of our brain space up, that is left after outsourcing to AI. So largely, we won't be doing any disservice to us, sir. We'll be just reorganizing how we use our thinking capabilities, where we use them.
Let's hope we don't have to visit Gurgaon vegetable market and then ask ChatGPT to calculate the total cost of tomatoes and brinjals put together, rather
Yes,
than our brain doing the calculation of adding up the total. Would
yes,
that
sir.
situation evolve in future?
Yes, sir. Quite possibly, sir.
And then, as we have heard always, idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Sir.
Then ChatGPT does everything that our brain used to do, and our brain would be idle mind. Would
Uh,
that situation evolve?
Sir, for this, I would want to quote a case, sir, which I've observed among my friends only. Uh, my friends currently who are in IT sector, I just asked casually about how is AI changing your work nature. So they have said that the workload has immensely increased. They are squeezing more out of each human human investment they are making. So certainly brain is not going to be idle, sir, because of the pursuit of profit motive, as I've explained earlier. And even history conveys the same to us, sir, through industrial revolution or even through the automation revolution, industry 2.4, industry 3.4. So our brain wasn't idle. It has gotten more occupied, in my opinion, sir, due to the opening up of attention economy as well. So in future, the currently upcoming generation might have might achieve an entirely different brain wiring system, sir, which may not be comprehensible for our generations and earlier generations. So it may certainly happen,
My last question,
sir.
then I would be asking you to put me any question that you think should be seeking some advice. So my last question is, being a Telugu speaking person,
Sir,
division of Andhra Pradesh,
sir.
was it beneficial as for your understanding or it has not helped?
Sir, initially it was a bit uncomfortable, sir, because of the loss of capital uh, and a lot of changes in the uh, states geography and even the power equation. So we used to have our power, the power sources are majorly located in Telangana. For example, the thermal power plant of Kottagudem and all. But in the long run, this division might be in the best interest of both the states, sir, because of the cultural differences between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and even the Andhra Pradesh government can excessively focus on the coastal development, which holds immense potential, which wasn't exploited enough so far. So it's a win-win situation in the long run, sir.
Do you think every district
Sir,
which has got a cultural difference
sir,
and different developmental needs
sir.
should be converted into independent states, like a state like autonomous state?
No, certainly not, sir. Certainly not, sir. Owing if the differences are so serious that things are going out of the hands, so then the country and states, the central government and with the consonance of states might sit and decide with the people's opinion at the
In
center.
a country like India, where we have Kashmir to Kanyakumari with so much of diversity,
Sir.
do you think Telangana and Andhra Pradesh had that uh, gap or divergence in culture and social fabric? Do you think so?
No, sir. No, sir.
But that was your answer.
Yes, that was a part reason, sir. Major reasons being the developmental needs and the historical factors also, sir.
Then you think if there is a administrative gap
Sir.
at the state level, suppose one particular state is not being, one particular district or region is not being properly helped, then that should be a different state.
No, sir. No, sir. It can be given extra attention, like the special schedules in the constitution, for example, in
We could have done that rather than dividing it, isn't it?
yes, sir.
What do you think?
That's a decision that we'll have to live by, sir.
No, no. All right. Decision has been taken.
Sir.
My question to you was a
Sir.
original Telugu speaking person
Yes, sir.
with Telugu pride.
Sir.
What do you think about the division of the state? Your responses were two.
Sir.
One was divergence between the two differences
Sir.
and developmental needs. These are the two responses.
Yes, sir.
So, developmental needs, the government at the state is supposed to look at the developmental needs rather than saying that we don't look at your developmental need, that's why you are another state. You take care of yourself. So your responses, just think about it, whether your responses are convincing or what better responses you can give. Think about it. I'm supposed to be provoking your thinking so that you are ready for the main interview. Okay?
Sir, sir.
You should not be falling into a trap of the board.
Yes, sir. Certainly.
Because then, if you say it will be developed now, then what was stopping the earlier state to develop this area? Why the people were not telling develop us rather than dividing us? No? Division is not a solution.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but division, if you ask me, was for good. Smaller states with smaller requirements are good. But the responses you gave may not be very convincing.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Think about it.
Yes,
Now, you can ask me any question where you want any guidance.
sir. First one would be, would you please suggest me about what are the, apart from this thing I have duly noted, sir, about the AP bifurcation issue. I'll have to think deeply and frame my mindset around it. And apart from this, sir, would you please suggest any other focus areas?
You got to focus on all possible questions
Sir.
on your DAP, because half an hour is a very short time to
Yes, sir.
discuss your entire DAF.
Yes, sir.
So it was only indicative.
Yes, sir.
What you have to do now is I gave you hints
Sir.
about comparison between Anantapur and Rayalaseema,
Yes, sir.
irrigation model
Sir.
or developmental model of Anantapur.
Yes, sir.
You have to dive deeper into it.
Sir.
You have to dive deeper into your IT related queries, which
Yes,
has
sir.
burning issues.
Yes, sir.
You should be able to frame up your responses in such a way that the board is convinced. Do we think our brain is deficient, that computer is more efficient?
No, sir. We complement each other.
No, no. Why complement each other? Computer is our creation only,
Yes, sir.
a creation of our brain.
Yes, sir.
It should be only a supporting thing. It should not be like replacing the brain, like the question I asked you to poke.
Yes.
So you respond in such a way that the board is totally convinced. AI
Sir.
is important. Yes, AI is important.
Sir.
If it was taking 10 minutes for me to do a particular research, if I do it in 10 seconds,
Sir.
it helps my time.
Yes, sir.
Final call is mine. My brain takes the final call,
Yes, sir.
not the AI.
Yes, sir.
That should be our approach, isn't it?
Sir.
So, whatever I have told you now,
Sir.
think coolly, note down somewhere, think about best possible responses to this.
Yes, sir.
Because nobody else can give you responses better than you can do it.
Yes, sir.
But only thing is, you should understand where you have to focus.
Yes, sir.
Why Anandpur model cannot be replicated in similarly placed places.
Yes.
Why it has not been replicated in other places. You should know. You should convince the board.
Yes, sir.
Do more research, okay?
Yes, sir.
You are a very good candidate. You'll do well.
Thank you.
Do little more research and
Sir.
focus little more on your DAP.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.